Good morning, y'all. I'm on my way to go get me some breakfast. But I wanted to talk real quick about the irony of something that I've noticed that is just, it really blows me. It blows me so much. So I'm a millennial. For those that don't know, I'm a millennial, okay? I think it's apparent. It's not hard to figure out that I'm a millennial, but I am, right? And so there's always been talk about we don't work hard, we don't this, we don't that, y'all, and all this other stuff, right? Like, my whole life I've always heard that, which is crazy because I had my first job and haven't not had a job since I was 12, which is a lot earlier than most folks, but we're not going there. And still was a scholar, and still, like, don't get me started. And yes, I know it's rare. It's not like everybody is doing that, but everybody around me was doing that. Because I grew up around people were doing, I ain't gonna say they was doing more than me, but they were achieving more than me in other fields, but it might have been different for them, like if they didn't have to work a full-time job. Because baby, I was working full-time when I was in high school. When I was in college, I was working full-time. Okay? Like, baby, I was working at AT&T making commission. Anyways, let's talk about it. The irony that I have seen since I have been doing shifts, y'all, doing these orders, is that the same generation of folks that always talk about how we don't work hard, how we don't this and how we don't that, y'all, they are so conniving. At least the ones I've experienced. I don't know. They're lazy. They are conniving. Like, they want something for nothing. It blows me. And I ain't even just talking about shoppers, y'all. Because, I mean, yes, shoppers too. Because y'all know I keep my head on a swivel. But even listening to, like, those stories from the older generations, the stuff they tell me, because I'm the type of person, y'all, I'm really so cool in real life that people will just talk to me and will just tell me any and everything, okay? I'm really that person that people will just feel comfortable just telling anything. So people will tell me how they was on the crack, how they was on drugs, and I be cracking myself up. How they was on drugs in the 80s, and heck, even some of them in the 90s and stuff. They will tell me all of those things, you know, and how they was living a fast life, and people will tell me all of that, y'all. And I'll be sitting there thinking, like, these are the same people that'll swear up and down that my generation don't work hard. And I know a lot less people on drugs and on the crack than I know that is on it. Let me be very clear. And my family is full of addicts, okay? So I'm about to put that into perspective. But the amount of people my age that I have encountered that are very successful, that, I mean, granted, there are some that are still trying to figure out their way. They're trying to figure out where they're going. Yeah. But even the people that's trying to figure out where they're going, the most they might do is have a drink on the weekends. They might have a drink on the weekends. They scared to do anything during the week. Because during the week, you got to be structured. You got to work. You got to this, so you can't do nothing. And so when my peers will see me posting stuff, doing stuff in the middle of the week, they act like, Ashley, how do you do stuff in the middle of the week and you still work? And, you know, I don't know how you do it, because I wouldn't be able to do it and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what's kind of different when you make your own schedule? You know, I can say, like, oh, I'm going to go in later and start later, like 2 hours later than what I usually would, you know, to give me a little extra sleep hours or whatever. But most of the other people I know my age are very strict. Even if they haven't made it to, like, where they want to be exactly, they still are very strict. Now, granted, there is some of them, baby, they plays. It's a sprinkle of them. They in there that plays. And I believe that's with any generation, right? Because there's even people in those older generations that I looked up to, you know, that I encountered, that I was like, oh, they inspired me in some type of way, you know, where they were very structured beings, and they went very far in life. Okay, so really, and all I want to say is this, y'all: stop hating on the younger generations. And I ain't just talking about the millennials, I'm talking about everybody, because in every single generation, from my observation, it's some screw ups, it's some fuck ups in every single generation. It's gonna be some folks that didn't work hard, that played, and now they way past retirement, and they bitter about it, and they upset about the fact that they still got to work at almost 80 and all of that because they played. That's in every single generation. What are you going to do to ensure that that's not you? What are you going to do? What can you do today to ensure that that's not you? Somebody said one time, I seen a video, y'all, they was like, let your younger self is what will take care of your older self. Like, let that sink in. Your younger self is the one to take care of your older self. What you do right now at this very age, at this young age, is going to determine if you take care of your older self or not. If your younger self is partying, is playing all the time, is going out having drinks and ain't working, can't keep a job, in and out of jobs, in and out of career, ain't never had a career. If your younger self lacks structure in that way, baby, I hate to break it to you, your older self will hate you for it. Will absolutely hate you for it, because your older self is not going to be as young as you are today. You understand? Your younger self, you have more, how do you say? Not more life, but you have more youth to you. You have more youth to you. So you can do more. Your younger self can do more than what your older self gonna be able to do. What you can do at 35 look a lot different than what you're gonna be able to do at 80. And I need folks to wake up and realize. And as somebody that talks to everybody, I talk to everybody. As somebody that talk to multiple generations, that's the one thing I can tell y'all that I have learned, that I have realized. What I do today, my younger self, is what's gonna prepare me. It's gonna take care of me, and not even just take care of me, but take care of my younger generations. So make the sacrifices now. And I know it's hard because we all are stretched so thin, y'all. Ooh, baby, stretched thin. When I tell you I don't want to do all this stuff, y'all really don't think that if I could not work 7 days a week and just sit at home and relax every day that I would? I would. If I could, I would. But I understand that I got to get some things in order. Because just working 5 days, just working 4 days, just working part-time can't give me what I need. I started working 7 days a week because I realized my younger self is going to be able to do it. I'd rather do it now than wait until I'm older and I can't physically do it. And it's so hard on my body. And I'm trying to pick up shifts and I'm trying to do this and I'd rather do it now. I'd rather do it now than have to do it then and have to do it later. I hope that's a blessing to somebody. Y'all have a good day.